it's stressful, man. It's stressful to go to work and have people yell at you, have people try to fight you, have the public feel a certain kind of way, have all the stress with your supervisors. Hey, man, you're late on your report or this or that, and then have to worry about how are you going to make ends meet.
Brothers and sisters, brothers and sisters, I don't know what this world is coming to.
You're listening to the Black and Blue Podcast, a discussion and celebration of the roles of African Americans and other minorities in U.S. law enforcement. Your host on the Black and Blue Podcast is Dale Peters, a law enforcement professional with over 20 years experience in the business. Hop on board this Black and Blue train of interviews, current events, and pop culture conversations. So get ready. The Black and Blue Podcast is coming at you right now. What up, Black and Blue fam? Welcome to the latest edition of the Black and Blue Podcast, where we celebrate diversity in U.S. law enforcement. My name is Dale, and I'm the host. Thank you for tuning in today. Today's episode is going to be a banger. Trust on that. But before we get into that, let me ask you first, please click those like, subscribe, and bell icons right down here on my YouTube channel. And if you listen to me on your favorite podcast platform of choice, be sure to rate the Black and Blue Podcast 5 stars. And lastly, make sure you check me out on any one of my social media pages for even more content. You can find me everywhere at Black and Blue US. Alright, so like I said earlier, I got a banger for you today. He is a recently retired agent from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation and now helps first responders, military, and others achieve financial independence. So Black and Blue fam, please help me welcome to the show, LaMonte Bynum.
All right,
How
man.
you doing, sir?
Doing well. I'm doing well. How you doing, Bill?
I can't call it. It's October and it's still 100 degrees out here in SoCal. So,
Really?
yeah,
Okay. Wow.
yeah, that global warming, it's a real thing.
It's real. It's real. Okay.
It's
All
a
right.
real thing, man. I can't wait for it to cool down, man. How's it going out there in Georgia?
Fantastic. It's finally starting to cool down. It's been hot as Hades for the last couple of months, but it's finally getting to that nice autumn thing coming in. So we're loving it. We're loving it.
All right. So yeah, like I said in the intro there, that you're retired from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. I know what that is, but maybe not everybody watching and listening does. What is the Georgia Bureau of Investigation?
Essentially, what we would always tell people is we are essentially the state FBI. We do the FBI does. We just don't make the money. So, we are pretty much the backup to local jurisdictions here, and we help out everything from corruption to officer-involved shootings to major criminal investigations. We're purely an investigative agency. So,
Okay, all right. And you retired how long ago?
months ago, just in
Months.
April, months ago. Yeah, it's recently retired. It's one of those things that just woke up. I realized everything is glorious, everything is set. Financially in a very, very, very good place, and I was just done, and that was my goal to eventually get to a place where I'm just in. I never thought that would happen. I truly thought I would just die with my boots and my shield in my hand, but I've gotten to a different place.
All right. And how long did you do over there?
So with GBI, I did 12 years. Over, military and law enforcement over 32 years.
Okay.
I served as an officer in the United States Marine Corps and various different agencies, back east where I'm from.
All right. And thank you for your service.
Yes,
The Marine Corps. They say once a devil dog, always a devil dog, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, one of my buddies always reminds me of that every single time I talk to him. So
All right, the good man. I like that. I like that.
yeah.
Good deal. Good deal.
For real, for real. And so you said you originally from back east, not the south. Where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Delaware, and
Delaware.
everybody's always asking me what state is that in. It's
Yeah, what state
you
is
know, I,
Delaware?
yeah, exactly. And people almost never meet anybody from Delaware. I'm originally, from Newcastle County, Delaware, and served there as a police officer. I actually started in Ocean City, Maryland. That was my original journey, and then came back and served my hometown county force before eventually moving on to the Marine Corps. So,
Okay. Oh, so you served as a police officer and then went to the military
oh
when you
yeah,
got out
well,
and
yeah,
then
yeah. I was
served
served as
again.
yeah, I served actually actually Ocean City, Maryland. I actually got an opportunity to serve as an undercover detective. That was my first duty, really, when I didn't know what I was doing. Eventually came home to Newcastle County, served for several years, and decided, hey, great department. This is not growth. This is not going to be growth for me. And always wanted to join the military, my degree, and then moved on to the Marine Corps.
Okay, all right. And
Yeah.
what'd you do in the military?
A little bit of everything. I started off as a military police officer. I was in charge of military police, and this is prior to 9/11. 9/11 happened, and the military wasn't as it was now. We were we were in peacetime, not quite as efficient as effective. We were good, but right after 9/11, the military realized that we had some intelligence gaps, so they pushed a lot of us officers over to the military and we did some work in that field. So
Nice, nice. And then you got out eventually, and then you decided you wanted to go back to serving as a police officer. Is that right?
that's right, yeah. So actually, um, I actually went through the FBI process. Um, that's when they were right after 9/11. They had everybody in and fast
Oh yeah.
tracking everything. Decided that was really not for me. I always wanted to be a drug cop and got bitten early by the whole drug cop thing. But 9/11, the DEA was not hiring, um, and my whole family, while I was in the military, had moved to Georgia, Atlanta area, and so I came into Atlanta and actually worked at a local bar and said, I think I could do this, and decided, hey, let me try I had already been an entrepreneur and decided, let me open up a bar and restaurant. Little did I know, I didn't know what I didn't know. So
Right.
tried that. It was deeply successful, but a lot of work. And then came back to law enforcement and continue to really hone my entrepreneur skills and keep pressing on my career in law enforcement. So that's my first love for sure.
Okay. All right. And then so you did that for a little while in Atlanta, and then
Hmm.
eventually you got on with GBI. And
Yeah.
you mentioned earlier you got bitten by the bug to want to be a drug cop, but
Mm.
DEA didn't work out. I'm sure you did a little bit of that in GBI. What's your thoughts now in 2023 about about narcotics? I know a lot of drugs are being declassified as being Schedule One or being illegal.
Yeah.
Main
Yeah.
one being
Yeah. Yeah.
mine, being marijuana, but there's some other ones as well. A lot of drugs, at least here in California. Unless you're selling kilos of it, you
Yeah.
you're not really getting
Right.
prosecuted much on it. What's your thoughts on that now?
Yeah. So as a matter of fact, she served on DEA task force. Twice. I served a total of 8 years when I was with Gwinnett County Police Department, and then when I moved over to GBI. So I got to see a full spectrum of when I was a baby narc, low level stuff, all the way up to major enterprise, major international drug trafficking. Um, Man, I mean, That is a really complex question. You know, I yeah, what is the answer really? um,
Yeah.
we never really see these, quick thoughts on these issues, like marijuana, but we really, hey, we'll focus on the money and not really how to actually, implement this whole thing. So truthfully, we kind of half-ass it, and then people inevitably, get hurt. I wish we could, are there things that marijuana could help out? I don't know. That's not my, you know, they say they do. I just wish if we were going to go that route, let's really um, implement the process and make sure that we just don't look at the money and create bigger problems. You have
Yep.
Colorado and Oregon and all these other places that looked at the money, and you had unintended consequences. It became a very big industry to grow out in Oregon and then ship it out in Georgia, where you made 5 times what you would make in Oregon and all these legalized states like California, Oregon, and Colorado. I just wish they would put more brain power into what are the unintended consequences and what are we really trying to do. So
I
uh,
got you.
yeah, yeah,
But the big one now is fentanyl for sure.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
definitely something that needs to be regulated because
absolutely,
people are ODing and dying on the
yeah,
daily. I know
yeah, absolutely.
my department, we've got, I don't know, 5 ODs a day that we got to respond to. So
Wow.
it's crazy.
Wow, wow, yeah, yeah. Um, it's a serious problem here. Georgia is one of the center hubs, of for the West Coast now, as it was as the East Coast. And yeah, we've had a major problem with fentanyl overdoses. Fortunately, they've come up with some strategies to try to answer it and try to actually attack these folks and try to trace all the way back and hold people responsible. But you were absolutely right. It's just one of those things until you really come up with a strategy, a really comprehensive strategy, instead of you probably this Dale, people just kind of plug in holes, run into the
Yeah.
next fire. And you're constantly that's the whole that is honestly the whole career of us in law enforcement. Go over to this fire, handle this business, go over here, and then handle that issue. Come back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, with not a really thought out strategy. So it's unfortunate, man.
Yeah, it is. It is. So, what kind of drew you to the profession in the first place? Had you always wanted to be in law enforcement? Did you have a mentor? Did somebody kind of push you that way? Did you?
And
What's your story?
yeah, it wasn't even there was like no doubt. That was just like me, you know. Just I had no doubt, no question. My mother was a teacher, my dad was a teacher, my stepfather, were teachers. Um, but I always knew I wanted to serve, and I always knew I wanted to be in law enforcement. There was no doubt. Now, the only requirement my mother said was I had to get my degree. Other than that, she would be, behind me. I actually said I wanted two things. I wanted to be in law enforcement. I wanted to be wealthy. And to my mother's credit, she really empowered me. I didn't know, this was a big deal, but she said that was possible. So I never had a limiting belief in my head. I just like, cool. I get to do what I really want to do is protect people and chase bad guys and be, like Batman, and I'll also be able to make a lot of money. So.
All right,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Batman, huh?
Like Batman. Absolutely, absolutely. You
Well,
know, my,
you do kind of got that low raspy voice with you, so
all right, all right, all right. Take
you just
it.
don't have the billions like he
Not,
did.
not yet. Not yet. We
Not
are,
yet.
we're definitely working on it. Truly, truly,
Yeah,
truly.
and we
Absolutely.
gonna get into that. We gonna get
Yes.
into that. That was a good segue right
Hmm.
there. Good segue right there. So so you went down to Atlanta. You finally got in the GBI.
That's right.
What made you want to look into GBI? What had you worked with them
Yeah, yeah.
as another
That's a great
officer?
question,
Worked alongside them.
man. Again, that kind of goes parts and parcel with my entrepreneur journey. It allowed me to really, my vision for my life, my career. I wasn't stuck. So I knew I had a clear vision of where I wanted to go. The reason I went and got my degree was, I wanted to be a professional investigator. Um, I always wanted to be a detective. You know, um, the street cops, man. That's some hard work. Day to
Yeah, it
day.
is.
Absolutely, and we couldn't do it without. But I knew I wanted to be an investigator. I wanted to be, sneaking around corners and doing all that cool stuff. Um, and so it it allowed me to put myself and kind of move to certain agencies that gave me the opportunity. Eventually, I worked for an agency, Gwinnett County Police Department, that really opened up and gave me the opportunity to work on some serious, um, complex investigations. It gave me an opportunity to work with DEA, and eventually, I crossed paths with several agents, on some of my cases. And you need to come over here, and this is all we do, and we have a lot of fun, and really sold it to me. And I was like, okay, I didn't at the time they were making significantly less. But fortunately, I was able to make that jump and not worry about it. I saw the big picture, like, man, this is a glorious agency with a standing mission, and seemed to be, some great people. So I was able to kind
Yeah.
of move and follow that path.
Okay. All right. And then, so you had a great career. What sort of investigations did you handle over there?
So, again, my first love was definitely narcotics, and so I had developed some skills into, all the way from street level narcotics up to, international trafficking, level narcotics. I did a lot of, T3 or wiretap investigations. I was a YAFAN on over 100 um, wiretap investigations. Eventually, I always like to kind of project the future. I don't want to be, caught in my pants. I could see the future of, hey man, I'm not always going to be a young cat, but I always wanted to stay in narcotics or be, contribute. And so I started to develop an interest in the money, because that's really where, you're going to hurt them. A lot of these cats, man, they'll sit down for a couple of years. They don't really care. I started to see that if you really want to hurt them, you take the money, you took the
Mm-hmm.
motivator behind them. And boy, man, after a couple of these investigations, and we would seize, a couple 100,000 and maybe 1 million. That's really what disturbed them, and
Oh
so
yeah.
that's where I got the bug. I started to develop an expertise in money laundering. Eventually, was one of the foremost um, experts in money laundering for the state. I actually taught internationally. Went over to the Republic of Georgia and taught for years there in law enforcement to how to track and investigate money laundering. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, you went from
Yeah,
Georgia to Georgia. You could say I'm a,
yeah,
I'm a
yeah, yeah.
Georgian already.
Right. Exactly. Funny story about that. When they came to ask me, when I got asked while I was over with GBI, I had a supervisor call me up and actually sent me an email. Hey, um, I guess he had heard through the bureau that I was the guy teaching all this and explaining the concepts of money laundering. And he says one day, "Hey, will you teach a class in Georgia, money laundering?" I said, "Absolutely." And then he says in there, um, "Do you have your passport?" And I was, ha ha, knowing I'm from, like, up north, right? I'm thinking he's like, okay, anywhere south of it is considered, another country to me, right? So I say,
Right.
ha ha ha. And I guess he realizes I'm not getting it. Or maybe he's clear. He picks up the phone and says, no, no, I'm serious. Do you have a passport? I mean, the Republic of Georgia. I'm like, oh man, this is serious. So yeah, it was pretty interesting. But good people, phenomenal people, man. They are serious. Former Soviet Union, they love Americans, man, and they are serious about law enforcement and getting and doing the right thing. So
That's
it
what's
was,
up. That's what's up. Yeah.
yep,
I see
yep.
you got you got a little plaque back there. It
Yeah,
says
yeah.
when you're on the task force, the
That's exactly
DEA.
right. That's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that's what's
That's
up.
right. That's
I worked with I worked task force here. Look behind me here, right there, little plaque there.
okay.
I was on a majors task force as well, and then
Nice,
you
nice.
get little things of money back
That's
there.
right.
So
That's right.
that's
That's
what we
right.
would do.
Yeah.
We would hit the money. They we would hit. sometimes we would hit 100 kilos of, either meth or
Yeah.
coke or whatever, and they like, oh, that's good, but where's the money? you
First
know?
the money. Right. I love it when they
Yeah,
say. I love
yeah,
when chiefs and the executives would. Hey man, it ain't about the money, man. It ain't. And they pull that. You knew like, come on, man,
yeah,
come on. And then whenever there was a fight, man, they weren't fighting over those kilos and who sees that. They were fighting over the money.
exactly,
Who got the
exactly.
money? So yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's asset forfeiture right there.
Oh,
Getting
most
stuff,
definitely.
buying
That's right.
stuff with it.
That's right.
So
That's
it
right.
is what it is. So it is.
I just wish
So
they were. I wish they were more on it because we could really do some damage. We just.
right.
I think cops get a little bit. We all do, but really, cops get really freaked out about money, and so
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
just you know.
yeah. All right. So next question, the great segue there. I keep talking about great segues there, and I
Yeah,
heard that little voice in the background there. What's family life for you?
man. Yeah, family life is good. Like my little girl, my little puppy girl. She's coming over. My little puppy girl, Gracie. She loves her daddy, but I blended now. I've got a wonderful, you blended family. I'd say that is just absolutely amazing. It brings three children with me, and I've got my two boys. We live here in East Cobb, and it's just a blessing, man. Just a blessing.
That's great, and they like having you home a little bit more than
They
when you
do,
were at
they do.
GBI a little bit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. It's weird now getting adjusted again. And like I said, I I'm transitioning from this year, and so it's weird. You got to ask off for everything. You know, and you don't realize my whole life has been in the public sector. You don't realize, and she is
Well, yeah. What is that? What breed is
that
that?
is my mastiff. That's my mastiff. She is just
Oh,
yeah, yeah. She's
those are some big dogs right there. Big massive dogs.
yeah, yeah,
Is
yeah.
is it an adult?
She is 7 years old, so
Oh wow, so she's
she's
big already.
oh yeah, most definitely, most
Nice,
definitely.
nice, nice. Yeah, yeah. So you've transitioned in retirement and into a new line of work. Let's talk about that now. What are you doing now in retirement?
Yeah, so I kind of mentioned the whole time. I had some great mentors when I started as a baby cop, and one of the things that really sank into me is, man, you got to make sure you at least control one income stream, and that stuck with me throughout my career. So the whole time, I've always, even in the military, I've always had some kind of income stream coming in. Whether that was marketing or training or um, you know, computers, whatever, and real estate. And now that's what I do. Besides, we buy real estate and we buy cash flowing businesses, and now we help first responders kind of do the same. And we help them mentally. We help them figure out this whole strategy and understand that this is pretty simple. It's the concept of actually pretty simple compared to what we do on a day-to-day basis. A lot get tripped up, like, oh, it's confusing, da 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 da. But truthfully, if I replaced your policies and procedures on day one of the academy and taught you everything, and at the end of those 16, 22 weeks, you'd be a pretty competent entrepreneur. And then to have somebody help you and kind of walk you through, like as you were on the FTO program, you'd feel really pretty good. And within a year, you'd have this whole entrepreneur and business thing mastered. And that's what we offer. When I was leaving, my income was substantially higher. And I just wanted to run off to the sunset. My fiance was like, "Hey, look, if you don't really offer yourself out there, who are they going to talk to?" They can't really relate. All they have is these gurus, and nobody's kind of done it. They're kind of saying everything's easy, get rich quick, passive income, yada yada yada. They don't have somebody that's kind of done it and been in the seat and actually have all the stresses and high issues they got to deal with. Enough time, enough perceived money, not enough knowledge. They've got somebody that they can actually talk about. Hey, man, I got to go to in service, and I got to shoot. So, how do I actually analyze a business? How do I, deal with being on patrol and being on, morning watch, and manage real estate? How do I, and all this? And no, hey, man, I've been there. I know exactly what you're going through. Let's get it. And also to be a coach and them make excuses, because truthfully, real estate, this entrepreneur thing is much easier than people set it out to be. Um, my thing is, we are creative problem solvers. So it's a matter of, hey, having somebody that you trust sit you kind of say, okay, let's do this. Let's come up with your vision, what you want in your life. A lot of us want to leave, but it would sure be a lot more pleasurable and a lot more enjoyable if we weren't worried. It sure was for me, and that's what I want as my gift is I offer that to those out there. Like, hey, it's stressful, man. It's stressful to go to work and have people yell at you, have people try to fight you, have the public feel a certain kind of way, have all the stress with your supervisors. Hey, man, you're late on your report or this or that, and then have to worry about how are you going to make ends meet, and still try to be a balanced person and not feel totally attacked. But when you're not having to worry about like your income, and you're not having to trade your time, your precious time, for a little bit of money, and you kind of understand some principles of getting some leverage, this job becomes a hell of a lot more enjoyable, and you really get more out of it. And instead of it letting it, letting it beat you, because now you're with the best of it. Yeah, we all know, we kind of know what the game is. We know there's some issues, but when we are able to, have that and not really feel trapped, we have options. Man, we can just, do what we want to do, and that kind of, especially for us. And when I say us, we are an anomaly, and it's not equal. It's just not like just
Right.
people can be like, oh, it's just not. Don't even go there. But for me, my resume was tight. Education wise, I mean, I went and achieved a bachelor's. I went and got my master's. Professionally, I pushed myself. Financially, I pushed myself. So I had options, and I definitely faced those issues, racism and kind of like this or that. But I had options. I could just be like, either I'm not going to take it, and you're not going to talk to me this way, or you're not going to treat me this way, or I could just be like, bunked it. See ya. But I had options, and a lot of us don't have options. That's the worst thing.
Right, right. Is was that the kind of the impetus of your retirement? Was you kind of felt that, hey, I don't need this anymore, and I can go do this other thing, or you just realized it was a time, it's a young man's
That's
game, and now it's time.
Oh man, see Dale, why you gotta go? I feel
Hey,
like
hey, I'm just
man, look,
hey,
I
I'm in the
what you
same boat.
saying, man.
I'm in the same boat. I'm about a year
24,
away.
man. What you talking about?
I'm about a year away, man. Yeah, so I'm there. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're feeling.
Actually, so here's what happened. No, everything was lovely, um, and what I hadn't admitted to a lot of people was 2 years I had been torn. I'd feeling like, okay, it's time to go to the next chapter. But my identity was so wrapped in being in law enforcement.
Yeah.
And then something happened where my fiance took me down to a mastermind. And to be in this mastermind, you've got to be a millionaire, right? And so she loved introducing these entrepreneurs and being like, oh, he's in the GBI. They don't know the difference between, GBI, and FBI. And so they have all these stories, right? And they want to hear all these cool stories. And I tell them a couple things. And then 5 minutes, they're into talking to, about their yachts and their Ferraris and jets. And they are not bragging. That's just life for them right now. And something hit me on the drive, on the way back that what am I doing? I got this golden opportunity, where I can really grow this massive organization and have impact on other people's lives. Um, the companies that we have established, and I'm just kind of futzing around. I'm just I'm comfortable, and that was the problem. That's what happens is you get comfortable. That's when things happen. Bad things happen. If you're not constantly pushing yourself, um, you are susceptible. You are weak, and people can challenge you, and things can be taken away. And I realized I was even truthfully for God, like here's all these opportunities, and I wasn't pushing myself. And not that things are really important. It was really the um, ability to grow businesses, employ people, and give other people opportunities that I was just kind of playing around with, and it just hit me. And then this year, I had to ask off for something, and I'm filling it out, and I'm realizing that I have to admission for a job that pays me at the time, like net. I was netting $5,000, you know, and after everything's taken out, and I'm making that every single day. My companies are netting me, $5,000 a day, and I'm like, this doesn't even make any sense to me.
Mm.
And I'm a grown ass man asking permission. It hit me wrong. I was like, you know what? I'm not getting abused. I'm not this. It was hard to justify. It was time for a new chapter, and it was definitely a blessing to not be in a certain way where, okay, bad things happen, I get injured or anything else. I could just it was my decision now, which was very, very cool. I'm definitely blessed and fortunate that I got to realize that. And I think it just was one of those things that you know God lays out that path for you, and it's are you open, ready to receive, and ready to move on. So,
Right.
and I was comfortable
Yeah.
with it. It was very cool. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I think you relayed a story once about when your coworkers kind of realized about your financial situation.
yeah, yeah, very cool. We talk about our times on the task force and everything and doing wires, and I had done for years and years done a ton of wiretap investigations and a lot of surveillance, as you know. So this year, which is funny, it was at the beginning of the year. We're out on surveillance. It's a drug investigation. We're following a guy all around Atlanta. Um, we're trying to figure out where is he going. Is he a runner? What's he got money in it? He's carrying a bag. He's actually on a motorcycle. And he's got a knapsack. Um, and we're in through the city. He ends up pulling into this laundromat, gets out, and we're all set up and trying to figure out what's going on. I tell the team, hey, look, I'll be off the radio for a little bit, you know, and then 10 minutes later I come back on. I'm like, hey, is John Doe? He lives at 123 Main Street. You know, I got his bank numbers and his counts, yada yada yada. And they're like, what? Anyway, surveillance continues, and we do what we're going to do. We end the day. They didn't really want to know about anything else about the investigation. They wanted to know, how did I know? What this crap? I was like, no, he just happened to go into my laundromat. That's my laundromat. Told me, who the guy was and had all the information. So it was really bizarre. It was a weird way to kind of end things in my career. And after that, they most of them had known that I was an entrepreneur. I had things I didn't broadcast it out. I didn't drive in any of my cars. I didn't really do any of that. And I would offer information if they asked me, but I just didn't. This was the first time where, like, oh my God. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's, so that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
So did any of them, kind of inquire about, how you could help them afterwards?
They did actually. And I right now, like several of the agents are clients, of mine, and they're doing really, really well. And that's the thing. They realize, and it's, I'm not gonna come to me. I definitely can help you. I definitely can, help you with your vision and get you and help you get on a path of financial freedom. But it's got to be yours. I don't tell you what to do. It has nothing to do with me. I've got people that are all, writing books. I've got people that have e-coms. Several people that have podcasts are doing, really extremely well. Speakers. We've got, again, we have a chief of police that is starting this week, and he's got a phenomenal program. And this is not a $10 million business in the next 2 years. Then I don't know what is, because I've just got some really cool stuff. A ton of guys, a ton of buying businesses. That's our core. What we do is buy businesses, cash flowing business, and we just teach people, hey, being a business owner is not about you working day to day. That's a job. Being a business owner is really, employing somebody else to run your business. That's a business owner, and we explain that and set that up and teach them. Hey, you might make less than if you were working in the business, but guess what? You got scale, and you got a lifestyle. You can continue to do your passion. If that's, in law enforcement, great. Or if that's traveling now because you're not tied to a place, that's great too. But that's really what, being a business owner is all about. And a lot of times, even current business owners kind of have that wrong. They're a slave to business. They have a job. So going out for a paid job and working for, exchanging your time for money is not the way. You must control. We want those people to preach the gospel, to be out there and say, hey, no, there's a better way. Yes, you can continue to serve, but that doesn't mean you have to be broke. So
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah. I love what you're doing. I love this podcast. I love, man.
Hey, man.
I gotta talk to you offline about this, man. This is good stuff. I've been listening to a lot of your episodes. I'm like, man, this guy's got something right here.
Hey, man, it's all because of guests like you to come on and have different experiences to relay. So I'm just a conduit. I'm just a conduit.
A very talented conduit. I like it. A very, very talented conduit. Yeah, man. You're out there in California, so you're out there in Hollywood. I can see you, man, having your own show. What are your big aspirations, by the way?
My big aspiration is really just to grow this show, for one, and take it in as many directions as I can. I've got a couple different segments that I'm starting to spin off, so we'll see where they go.
Very, very cool. I love it. I love it. Yes.
All right, LaMonte. Hey, man, I appreciate you coming on and espousing some great knowledge for all of us out here to be able to grow financially and mentally and emotionally as well. So that all helps with mental wellness and all that as well. But hey, bro, you are not done. Like I told you earlier, I got a little game here for you. So let's get this started here for you.
Oh man, you ain't gonna make me look.
Yeah. No, you good, man. So it's our game here today.
Black or blue, 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 black or blue. Come on.
All right, this is my black or blue game. In your category today, LaMonte, is attempt to locate the ATL. And in my department, we call ATLs attempt to locate. So your category specifically is pro athletes in Atlanta. I'm going to give you a name of an athlete in Atlanta, and you tell me, were they a part of the Atlanta Braves? Were they a part of the Atlanta Falcons? Or were they a part of the Atlanta Hawks?
All right, let's bring it.
So, ATL and the ATL. All right, you got that?
I got it.
All right, you should do good here. All right, so here's your first athlete, Julio Jones.
Oh, come on. This is the Falcons. The Falcons, baby.
Yeah, he's definitely a Falcon. Yeah. See his face there? If you didn't get that, he would give you that side eye right there.
That's right. Slap me upside my head, man.
All right. So off to a good start here. How about your next one here? How about John Smoltz?
Oh, man. Come on now. This baby stuff. Braves all the way.
Here's Atlanta Brave.
Nice. Good
Yep,
man.
Hall of Famer Smoltz. All right. How about your next one here? How about Andrew Jones?
They're 2 for 2 going with the Braves, man. Another great player.
Yep. He's another Atlanta Brave. All right. 3 for 3. These might be too easy for you here. All right. Let's see if we can trip you up. Come on here. How about Trey Young?
Oh, look at he's a Hawk, man. He's a good. He really turned that team around, man. Hopefully this year is gonna happen.
Trey Young is an Atlanta Hawk. All right. How about Tony Gonzalez?
Tony Gonzalez, man. Kansas City to the Falcons. Absolutely.
Yep. Definitely a Falcon.
Yep.
Definitely a Falcon. One of the greatest tight ends.
Absolutely.
Yep. How about Dikembe Mutombo?
Mutombo is, another Hawk. Another legend here.
Another Hawk. Yep. Atlanta Hawk there. No.
That's right.
With the finger, yeah. Great defensive center there with Atlanta and a couple other teams there. How about Hank Aaron?
Hank Aaron, the legend, man. Just amazing, man. Had an opportunity one time. Yeah. Amazing, man. Absolutely. Brave legend.
Yes, brave legend indeed, yes. Some say he is still the home run king.
Yes.
Even though Barry Bonds is numerically there, but we all know the issues with Barry Bonds, but so
that's all right.
Take that for what you will. How about Matt Ryan?
Matty Ice, or another Falcon.
Matty Ice is a Falcon. Yep. Didn't win that Super Bowl when he relinquished that lead to the Patriots in that Super Bowl.
I was
back,
there.
Right?
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that was just crazy.
Yep.
We had it in the back.
After the lights went out, right?
Yeah, man, we thought we had it. This is crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
How about Dominique Wilkins?
Dominique Wilkins, man, just another Hawk.
Another Hawk, yes. The human highlight reel.
That's right.
Yep. Legend there with the Atlanta Hawks.
Absolutely.
And how about Tom Glavine?
Tom Glavine, another Braves. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. You rolling here. Yes, Atlanta Brave legend there.
That's right.
Smoltz, Glavine, and they had another one there who's not going to be in this game here, but Maddox. Greg Maddox was another. Yep. Those three. They had some arms back then. They looking good this year too. So
this year. Yep.
Yeah, we'll see if
how deep we go.
Dodgers can handle them in these playoffs. And
so not.
And how about your last one here? How about Deion Sanders?
Oh, man. Come on now. Deion, another Falcon.
Another Falcon. All right.
Yeah. And I think he actually played for the Braves too.
I was trying to trip you up there. Yes. I could not get you right there. Yes.
That's right.
Deion was a two-sport legend there with the Falcons and the Braves. Man, one of the few that could do that.
He's done a great job, man.
He's doing a great job over there in Colorado right now, even though they lost 2 in a row, man. That last game against USC, his son and the rest of them were balling.
Yeah. I think they believe. I think they really believe.
Yep. So. I remember you did great in this ATL to the ATL, so we're going to call you the winner. Yeah, man, you rocked that. Not even one wrong. I tried to get you on that Deion, but you did the Dikembe. No.
Man, Dale's got talent, brother. Man, we gotta get you to it. Yeah, we got to get you to a bigger stage, bro. We gotta push you.
I appreciate that. Hey, brother, how about some closing thoughts for the audience before we let you out of here?
Closing thoughts are just don't let yourself think small, think big, dream a little bit. Also, don't let yourself get trapped. I know, Dale, I know you reach out to a lot of these brothers out here and sisters out here, and I know you make yourself accessible If you're not feeling like you're being respected or you got questions, there's a whole network that you should be plugging. It's the biggest thing is plug into this thing, um, whether it is in law enforcement or in business. Our network is our real safety net, is our real backup of how to do things right, and how to really succeed. And again, make sure that you are pushing yourself financially because you do not want to listen to all these broke people who are telling you, oh, your pension is going to be there, 401k, yada, yada. That's not true. I'm going to tell you, not true. You need to take, ownership and don't let this thing intimidate you. It's not that hard. You handle a lot more complex situations and stuff out there that you can take your future hands and be successful. So
Good words to live by, man, and to follow.
appreciate
Absolutely.
that. All right.
Yeah. All right, Lamont. Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you
Thank you.
coming on, man. This was fire today.
Yeah.
I really do appreciate everything that you talked about here. Give us some food for thought, things to
Yeah.
think about,
Yeah.
and for
Love
our
to come
future
on
here.
again, and to maybe do where, we open up to your ask some questions. Maybe, I know a lot of people, hit us up. Would love to just, talk to your people and let them, ask some questions live or something like that.
Yep. Let's do that. Let's do
All
that.
right. Cool. Cool. All
All right,
right.
brother. Hey, you enjoy your Saturday, and hey, we'll
You
talk soon. And
sounds
go Dodgers.
good. Ah! Appreciate you. Appreciate
All right, brother. I'll
you.
talk to
Thanks.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Told y'all it was gonna be a banger, right? Thank you, Lamont, for bringing your unique approach to financial independence to all of us. I enjoyed our conversation and will surely be hooking up with you my damn self. You guys out there enjoyed that conversation too? Go on ahead and let me know by leaving a comment down below. And also by liking and sharing this video. I'll be back in another couple weeks with another banger, but till then, y'all already know. Stay black in blue. Till next time. Peace.
This has been a Maitre D Entertainment presentation.